Hello guys, it's Melissa and welcome to another video where I am building an apartment. It's part of the Jasmine Suites and I kind of guess it's like a combination of two things. So I had the idea to create an apartment basically for new parents. So I imagine that they have a toddler, so they haven't been parents very long. It's their first child, and I think that a lot of sort of houses and apartments in The Sims 4, I mean including like ones that I build, they're just very neat and tidy, and just houses in real life do tend to be a little bit more messy and cluttered than the ones that we get in The Sims. So I kind of had the idea, like, I don't have children, but I know, baby brain is a real thing, and it probably gets very messy. The last thing you're probably thinking about is sort of tidying up and staying organized. So I don't know, I kind of wanted to create the idea that it's not necessarily dirty, but just very messy, and like toys everywhere and things on the floor and stuff like that. So yeah, I wanted to do that, but I was also inspired by one of Plumbella's recent videos where she did basically, I can't remember what she called it, but it's like a one color palette challenge, which is kind of a take on the sort of one color per room, or like the solid color challenge. And I much prefer this version of it, to be honest, because I have actually done the solid color challenge before. I did it a little while ago. It's not on my channel or anything, but I'm just not a big fan because it is for fun. It's definitely not for sort of creating builds that look very good, because when you have a room that is all one color, it never really looks that good. And also I never really like to sort of how strict the challenge is, because I don't know, say you're doing a living room and you get the color red and there's no red TVs, you can't put a TV. So I did want something that was a little bit more chilled, and also quite frankly just looked a bit nicer. So I really liked the idea of just picking like one sort of singular color palette and then basically running with that. So she used a website called Coolors, I think that's how you'd say it, Coolors. But I've actually used that website before, so I guess recently I've really been getting into sort of graphic design and illustration, and also just sort of doing like thumbnails for my videos. So I have used this website before. It's a really cool website. And you can kind of just generate color palettes and, complementary colors and things like that. So what she did in her video was she went onto the website and randomized it 3 times. And then on the 3rd time, she kind of went with that palette. And her house looked really nice. It was a lot of sort of black and purple vibes. So I got, as you can see on the screen, I sort of leave it in the corner there for you to see. But yeah, it's kind of basically different shades of green and blue, which I think can look nice. But again, I didn't really want to be sort of too strict on myself. So, if something was white or silver or black or whatever, and there wasn't really a blue or green alternative, then I was happy to use that. Like, say for example, I did put sort of a white TV in the living room. So again, I just wanted it to be a sort of loose framework. And I say all the time, I really like sort of building with color. Typically when I build, I do tend to do almost like a version of one color per room, but not sort of, one sort of solid color. But I don't know, so for example, the bedroom will have, I don't know, a pink color theme, and then the living room will have a green color theme. So I like having like a very clear color theme, which I guess this is what it is. Again, like I say, not too strict. So yeah, and as I say, I did want to sort of have in mind the idea that it is parents who are new to being parents and still very much just sort of figuring it out. And as I say, just sort of toys scattered everywhere. So yeah, that was definitely what I was going for, and I had a lot of fun. And also the other thing that I thought of as I was building is definitely that one of the Sims likes to knit. So I didn't really have that in mind when I started building, but I did include quite a few of the sort of knitted toys that came with the Nifty Knitting Stuff Pack, because they are really, really cute, and it does just provide a few sort of different options for children's toys. And I thought it was a really cute idea that, one of the parents likes to knit, toys for their new child. So yeah, that was kind of the idea I had. So towards the end, I just do the parents' bedroom, and they do have a sort of like rocking chair and a little like knitting area, because also there's some really nice sort of knitting themed sort of decorative clutter items that came with that pack, so I did want to use those as well. So yeah, that's kind of what I went for. And then right at the end of the video, probably one of my sort of favorite parts of this build, I guess, because I don't know, it's just kind of like quirky, but I am, as well as sort of putting toys in all the rooms, I put like yarn balls in pretty much all the rooms, because again, I just imagine, they're just a bit, I guess you'd say, scattered. Because again, I mean, when you've just had a child, your brain is probably very preoccupied, and like say, you don't really think of sort of tidying and cleaning and keeping organized. So there's probably just things everywhere. And I thought if this was, The Sims 3, they would probably have the absent-minded trait. I wish we had that in The Sims 4, but yeah, they probably just sort of leave things around and kind of forget where they are. So that's very much the idea that I had. Apart from that, I wanted to keep it sort of quite gender neutral, so to speak, which I don't always do, and I do definitely want to do a bit more of. So I definitely, I don't know if I will play in this apartment, but if I do, I think it would be quite fun to just create a nice sort of diverse family to put in here. But yeah, I tried to sort of keep it quite simple. It's relatively small, so basically there is already a family in the Jasmine Suites apartments. I did redecorate their apartment in my sort of autumnal apartment video, but this is the apartment opposite them. And their story, I think it's the Beda family. They have just had a child as well, so a very sort of similar kind of idea to what I was going for. So yeah, I also wanted to, because of the colours, just keep it quite a sort of funky, young style. I imagine it is someone who's maybe quite young, like their young parents, or I don't know, just very modern. I hope that makes sense, because I don't know, I don't tend to sort of build sort of traditional style or suburban style. I like the kind of sort of funky stuff, especially, because I like colour so much as well. I like the sort of bold items, shall we say. And yeah, this is the kids' room. So as I say, they're the kind of parents that just love to sort of buy toys and things for their toddler. So I tried to put a lot of sort of toddler activities and skill building items as well in my sort of family that I'm playing just for myself. I recently adopted a toddler, so they're very difficult to look after. I find like they always need something. They're always tired, they're always hungry, they always like need to use the bathroom. So I really sort of struggled to get their skills up, because yeah, they're very needy, as I'm sure they are in real life as well. But yeah, I do really like toddlers in the game, though, saying that I think that they are sort of a really sort of well-developed part of the game, which just makes sense because, of course, we didn't even get them in the base game. But yeah, so this is actually the last sort of room in the apartment, which is, as I said, the parents' room, and of course, keeping up the theme again. And I mean, as you can see, I didn't want to sort of keep it too strict, so I do sort of include other colours where I can. So for example, like the blues and yellows, but I think I managed to stick to the theme quite well. But yeah, I think that's pretty much coming up towards the end of the video and the screenshots. I really hope you like it, just as I'm sort of putting those yarn balls like I talked about, and just, a nice little sort of surprise hidden around the apartment. So yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Leave any sort of feedback you have in the comments down below. But yeah, until my next video, bye!